Hello everyone, TinaGale here, and today I have a layout for paper issues. So I'm starting with a piece of patterned paper from the Create Paper Wonder collection. I wanted a really simple background, but I didn't want to use just plain white cardstock, and so this patterned paper was just slightly off-white with these little black triangles, so it was perfect for this background for all of these busy papers that I'm using from the Fancy Pants Happy Place collection. And I just inked all of the edges anytime that I mix patterns. Well, pretty much anytime. I love inking edges, and so I used my black Tim Holtz and just real lightly distressed all of the edges. And I'm going to be using just a real simple design today of just using a top band. And I have this one photo that's a group photo of my daughter with all of her roommates at Disney World that I wanted to get documented. And when I saw these papers from the Happy Place collection, I immediately thought of the Ohana restaurant in Walt Disney World. And I knew that the girls had went there for a breakfast when they first met each other and moved in. And they had these great little tie-dye shirts on with this yellow and this pink. So I thought this floral print paper was perfect for this photo. And I was right. I think it just turned out really, really cute. So I got it mounted. I left a white border on the photo and mounted it onto some gray cardstock. And then I wanted to do some hidden journaling because it's going to have all of the girls' names and some private information. So I don't want to have that anywhere out where, you know, just anybody can see it. And so I'm just going to adhere it on the outside so that I can tuck that journaling card up underneath there. And that was just a journaling card from my stash. It had some gold embossed lines and little title on it that I thought was really cute, and the kind of the light aqua blue matched in with the papers. And then I decided I wanted, you know, I kind of pulled around some of the embellishments that I was going to use, and I decided I wanted to ground the bottom. So I have these two thin strips, and I cut them at a slight angle to just add a little bit of interest. And I eventually go back and sew on the bottom of there, but that doesn't show. So I just kind of curl up the edges just so that it comes up off the page a little bit. And I used the two different ones. I had this one that has all of the words written on it that says, "More than I could have imagined, today was filled with wonder." And you know, so much joy in one place. So I really wanted to use that on the layout. So that was a perfect way to kind of ground the page where everything wasn't just floating at the top, but I had a little bit of interesting stuff going on at the bottom, and I could tie that word in. So here's where I'm going to use this foam tape to pop up this photo so that that journaling square can go right up underneath that photo, and it can be pulled out easily to read, but you know, it's not out for everyone to see all of the information. And then I had the ephemera pack from this Happy Place collection, and so I had pulled out a few pieces that I thought would work, and I decided I wanted a pretty good cluster of embellishments down here at the bottom left, and so I thought these three feathers would be perfect. It pulls in all the colors, but then it had the navy and the white and the kind of turquoise colored one too. So I just stick a little bit of adhesive on them so that I can kind of get them to stay where I want them in the order that I kind of want them. I'm just looking to overlap them where they won't take up a whole lot of room, but yet you can see that there's definitely three there. And then I'm just going to take some of this little bitty twine and I just wrap it around and tie a bow. And that was just for some added texture and dimension onto the page that I thought like it really helped and just made it cute. So when I get that adhered down, I'm just going to start playing with all of the embellishments. I'm going to go ahead and add my title down here to the bottom left as well. And I'm using some thickers, some chipboard thickers, and then I also have some alphabets from the Simple Stories Snap collection. And then the family is from the ephemera pack from that Fancy Pants Happy Place. So I just pulled all three different pieces together to do the title down below, and I felt like it needed kind of something. There was a lot of like trapped space down there, so I found this little frame that was kind of pink. On the outside it had a little bit of yellow, and so that was going to help pull my colors down here to this bottom as well. And so I stuck it down to just build everything else up on top. And I had this piece of flair in my stash, and it's red and it has like a globe image on it, and it says Our Adventure. So I thought that was perfect for this photo and the story that I'm going to tell. And so I just kind of fill up the back with some pop dots so that it will adhere down to where my title is at. When I put the title down, I wanted to make sure that everything kind of overlapped another element so that it all comes together. And so for the Simple Stories little block letters there, I had those go over the top of that little frame that I had put for the grounding. And then the family, I popped up on pop dots, and I'm going to have it overlap just a little bit of the block letters and then into that bottom strip of paper. And so that way everything that's down there is touching another element, or two elements preferably, so that everything is tied together and I don't have like these little awkward gaps or white space that kind of gets your eye trapped, or trap space there. And again, like the flare, I make sure that it's touching the bottom strips, it's touching the leaves and the twine, and it's touching that little frame as well. And then I'm going to go start working on the rest of these embellishments. And I had these flowers from the ephemera pack, and I decided that would be really cute to put onto that tag, and it would give you something to help pull out as well, and a little bit of dimension. So I just used my tiny stapler to attach that on there. And then right there I was just adding a few little pop dots underneath the feathers, just because they were already popped up. I don't usually put my adhesive all the way down because I want things to kind of pull up off the page and for added dimension and stuff. And so they were already stuck up, but I was afraid once they went in the page protector they might flatten on down. So I just put a little piece of pop dot underneath the tips of those so that they would stay up. So I'm ready to adhere this photo so that I can get the journaling tucked in and make sure that it fits. And I'm going to add a couple of other of the ephemera pieces. I wanted to pull the colors all the way around into the three clusters, and so I needed some pink and some of the gray and the yellow and even the red all around. And so I had this pink tab that says hello, and this black one, or kind of a dark charcoal gray, that says too cute for words. So I tuck all that up underneath the photo, and on my Disney layouts I always like to put a hidden Mickey, and so I had this little black Mickey head that I'm going to pop up there as well, and that's going to help bounce from the black in the title back up to the top, so it'll help pull your eye around. And since I was using these flowers down here on the journaling block, I wanted to pull in some more, and I also needed to pull in more color. I was trying to pull more of the red up to the top because of the red flare at the bottom. And I found this flower and it had the red and the yellow, but it still wasn't quite as much as what I wanted. So I went to the puffy stickers. I found this heart that says love this, and I popped it up onto one of the labels up there at the top, and that was a perfect little pop of red for that top piece. Then this little piece here was actually a piece of trash. I had debated on punching the yellow journaling block before I found the Project Life card. I thought about punching it with the notebook punch and having it hang down, and so this was just the trash that I had cut off of that when I decided that wasn't really what I wanted. And I wanted a little bit more yellow brought around the page, and so I just tucked it up underneath that bottom little strip of paper, and it just brought more color and another strip of paper, some more dimension down there to that bottom. So that worked out really well. Then I've got that tucked up under there. I decided I still wanted a little bit more, and so I found this arrow, and I'm going to put it over the photo. And then I still have another small flower that I had floating around, and I decided I needed some red in this bottom kind of middle cluster that I was building because I had so much red at the top and the bottom. So I ended up tucking it underneath these two flowers on that, and so that was a perfect little touch there. And then I'm going to go ahead and commit to putting those two little flowers up on the top there. And that's pretty much going to finish this other than my journaling. So I hope you've enjoyed this layout. If you need any products, remember to shop in the Paper Issue store with my code TinaGale to save 20% off your entire purchase. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you real soon. Bye!